like minute 6 of the last podcast, we're talking about jerking off, and my neighbor sends me a picture of his console
Like the
in his
timestamp?
car at like it was like at 6:20,
Yeah.
and I was listening to it, and right then it's like me talking about like a horse fucking a chick and like the
Yeah.
IRC like zip file downloads. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then 6 is late. So we usually get into it before that.
Well, we had been talking about it for like.
You should be lucky to have to wait 6 minutes for us to start talking about masturbation.
So I was jerking off the other day, and it's god awful season finale. Yeah, it's right before 4th of July. We are going to declare Independence Day from recording a podcast. And actually, all we're really doing is I'm declaring independence from having to edit a podcast for the next 2 or 3 months.
You know what it means for us, though? I think what it means for us is that on one night a week, we should go to fucking Sam's Town Point or some fucking place.
And
What
if
happened
somebody
with that,
says
by the
something
way?
funny, you got to get your phone out and record it.
Yeah,
Just put
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. So what happened Friday? Okay, so
You went over there, right? You drove over there?
why did I drink on Friday night? I know what happened. I got the Dark City 4K,
Oh, yeah.
and
Is that like a
it's a movie.
movie?
Yeah, and did you ever watch The Crow?
Yeah.
The movie that the guy who made The Crow did next was Dark City.
Oh, I know what you're
Sci-fi
talking
noir.
about. I know what you're
Kiefer
talking
Sutherland
about.
and
When they go sleep.
I know.
yeah,
I know.
Now.
alien
Yeah.
things. And
I saw this
Yeah.
a million years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so it came out on
college.
4K, and so Clay and Joey came over to watch it, and I had
You guys jerked each other off, and then you
Well,
just felt tired. You
well,
He
obviously
pushes
that's-
them together and calls them Chloe.
yeah. Whoa.
Clay and Joey.
Man, that's sexy.
Come
I
here,
like
Chloe.
that.
But I had like probably a shot of bourbon and 3 beers, about an East Cider, a Coors Light, and
Hell yeah, brother.
and a more of a craft beer. And the next day, and then I didn't go to sleep until probably 2:00 in the morning. And then the next day, I had to go to my nephew's 1-year-old birthday and sit in the backyard in the heat with like kids running around.
Is that the one who lifts weights? I'm just kidding.
And so,
picked
and I
all
felt
the
like
worst
shit
hangover
all
things
day
to do.
long.
Oh, that's
I
terrible.
felt like shit all, and so by the time it
Getting
came
hit in the
time
head with
to
balls.
go to Samstown Point, I was like, I wanted to just lay in bed. But I got up, I drove down to Samstown Point, and
What was the
there was cars all up and down the street, pretty much up to the HEB.
Yeah.
And I said, do I really want to deal with this today? And
Yeah.
so I parked, and then I turned around and I went to Popeyes and I got a chicken sandwich and I came home.
Hell yeah. Those
Yeah,
fucking kids
those-
stole your desire to have fun.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
milked it out of you. If you
Yeah.
hadn't done that birthday party, you
You
probably
would've
would
been
have
fine.
I'd
partied.
have been laying around the house all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you would have been ready to rock and roll.
Yeah.
What was the
Dude,
band?
man,
Was it cool? I heard of
Uncle something Julius. It's somebody he knows. My friend Joey knows who we actually.
Uncle Naggers.
I think next season we are
Caustic
going.
douche.
Caustic douche.
Next season we are going to get Joey on the podcast. I'm going to make him be on the podcast.
It
with
was
you
on an
guys.
early one, and he was scared about the dangerous words.
Yeah,
Oh, he was scared of dangerous words. He doesn't like dangerous words.
No,
I think he was just he was shy.
He's my kike brother. What's up, my kike brother? Me
Yeah.
and him are the chosen ones.
Yeah.
No, Joey's a character. Joey should have his own podcast. Actually, he's really, really interesting.
Have you ever done a drug test?
No.
Donnie, have you ever had to do one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I've had to do a drug test since I've done drugs though.
Yeah.
I had to do it to.
Maybe I did it way back in the day. I actually didn't think about before I did drugs.
Yeah, I had to take a P test to work in the hospital in the pharmacy, which that would make sense, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to drug you in the pharmacy.
Right. The only thing about drug tests though is that like it doesn't detect coke after like 3 or 4 days, but it detects weed for like a month. So
Yeah.
you get a fucking cokehead who takes a 3-day break, who's getting all coked up,
Yeah.
working in the pharmacy or
Yeah,
whatever.
it's really just to test people for weed.
For
That's
weed.
all it is.
Yeah.
If you get
it's
in a wreck
fucking
at my work, they
retarded.
take you to Concentra same day. That's your lunch break that day. It's going to piss. But my buddy was going to piss for a job, and he didn't have enough notice to have stopped doing drugs for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So his mom offered to pee for him. It's a ride or die bitch.
Yeah.
And she bought him a Wizinator.
What's a Wizinator?
It's a fake dick.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So,
Imagine if that's how you find out you have a small dick, is if you get the Wizinator,
and you pull out,
and that's
you pull
supposed
that
to be
out.
a standard penis, and
Oh,
you put it next to yours, and you're like, "Where's
Oh,
mine?"
gosh,
It's gone.
This is a hard way to find
You
out.
start bringing a
Yeah.
Wizinator on dates.
Yeah.
Yes, this is my actual dick.
Right.
It's normal sized.
Start doing a boys
Yeah.
don't cry on them.
Yeah.
That's cool that his mom peed for him, though. I wish my mom would pee for me like that. And then we were hanging out with her having a beer the night before she brought the Wizinator, and we started having edibles, and she was like, "Can I have one of those?" And I was like, "Aren't you pissing for your boy tomorrow?" And she was like, "Oh, yeah. I probably shouldn't." And I'm like, "You
Yeah, probably shouldn't, bitch.
fucking dizzy broad. You forgot you were about to piss for your son."
Yeah, come on. Well, hey, how's Big Aid's doing these days? I haven't seen him since Donnie's birthday.
He's
back
all right.
in
He gave his
March.
dog a whole body mohawk. He looks crazy.
Oh boy.
It's like shaved with these black splotches and just a hole.
There's something so pathetic about
Yep. Period. Done.
yeah. Well, number one,
End of sentence.
Yeah.
but about watching him take that dog everywhere and not capitalize on he's taking it out there to pick up chicks,
Right.
but he thinks that he just has to stand there while they play with the dog.
No. You still have
And
to.
he's like,
That's
I
your
don't-
opener.
you have
I
to.
don't know
You
what
still have
to
to riz
say.
it up.
Yeah.
The dog is the foot in the door.
Right.
That's how you get your foot in their pussy.
Right.
Yeah.
You want your foot in their puss.
Get your foot in their pussy.
You want foot puss.
Just a little pinky
He looks
toe.
like he's telegraphing the fact that he's bringing his dog to get pussy. It's like
Dude,
if you walk
Yeah,
into a place
totally.
and you see him
Yeah.
with his dog, you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, that guy brought his dog there to try and get pussy.
Right.
He's a little weird.
Right.
He's a little he's
Right.
he's so weaselly.
Right.
You know, it's like,
Right.
oh, that's a little weasel that brought
What
his
did you call
dog
him?
to
Scrat.
get, yeah.
Absolutely.
I've been-
if you rolled into a bar with the dog, I wouldn't think you were trying to get pussy.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be like
Yeah,
going
yeah.
around like fucking Scrat from Ice Age. That's
Right.
my new name for him.
But it-
you know, Ice Age. You have kids that age. Ice Age, the little rat that's got the little nut. And it's
Oh,
constantly,
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
get. That's
yeah.
what he is. He's rat. He's Scrat. Yeah.
Our other friend, Captain Lobotomo, I saw him a couple weeks ago, and he said that he remembered my wife telling you and him when she used to go over there at Woodhue all the time. She was like, "Yeah, as soon as my son gets into school, I can work."
Of course. I think that one does get it.
Remembers that because an elephant never forgets. He's a big fat fuck.
You just said our friend,
Yeah, sorry.
Well, he said our friend to me,
but he's not your friend, right?
Nope.
but he's a friend of ours.
This one is a friend.
No, this is how we refer to him on the podcast. He's a friend
This
of ours.
Captain Lobotomo.
Okay.
Yeah. So
But
anytime I'm like,
Captain-
it sounds like a friend of ours.
Oh,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
No, I had a fat girl that I bullied when I was little. I saw her, and I wasn't feeling well anyway.
When did you see her?
On the way to school, like in 5th, 3rd grade.
Oh, okay.
we were
Not like
walking,
last
and I was
week
like,
or
"Ugh, Mindy Milliron." But I was already nauseous, so I just threw up.
something. Oh.
So she became famous as the girl that was so fat that it made Josh throw up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then I saw her at a club 20 years later, like this meat market club called Bridges in Fairfax. And I was like, "Hey, Mindy," and she just like shrunk and left crying. And I was like, "Man, she's still mad because an elephant never forgets."
Yeah.
There's people
You
going
gotta
to see
keep doing
Oasis tomorrow in Cardiff. They're complaining about it's 90 degrees. I'd love to go there as a Texan and be like, "It's fucking great."
Yeah. Well, I mean, having said that, it was like 75 here all day today.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Fucking
No, so
crazy.
we've been getting great rain. We got some great shutting down Karen rain today because it rained pretty good. So now whenever like shouldn't be shooting off fireworks, there's a drought.
Yeah.
That kind of stops them
Oh, yeah.
right in their tracks. I've been seeing that shit all over Nextdoor. I've been seeing it on the Austin subreddit like fuck fireworks. It makes all the critters scared and run away, and moms leave their babies, and it makes our dog freak
You
out.
know what? Fuck them for calling Vietnam vets critters.
And there's
They're veterans,
also,
goddammit.
And there's also a drought, so you're setting fires. I actually kind of agree with all that. Like
Yeah.
fireworks are annoying and they do
Yeah,
scare
yeah.
pets and animals and stuff like that. But to say it on social media
Yeah.
like a bitchy church lady, like a little
it
freaking
just makes
gossip.
you a fucking cunt.
Yeah,
Whenever you hear
that's like-
fireworks going off 2 days after July 4th, what do you think?
I think Mexicans.
Same.
Mexicans,
it's
yeah.
Mexicans.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, immediately.
Why you didn't fucking light them all out the first night?
It's like if I see gold truck nuts, or if I see like
Spinners.
spinners or some shit. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Mexican.
Swangers.
Do we always, have I already said this with my kids when they were little? I mean, when they were like 6 or 7, I'd be like, what ethnicity is the person who's driving that car? And they'd be like, oh, that's an Asian, or oh, that's a Mexican. I'm like, yeah, that's right, kids.
I did that with my nephew when he was about 4 or 5. We were driving on the freeway, and a car with big old spiky swang. What are those? What are those spikes called?
Dubstep trap remix of the chicken
I know
dance.
What you mean.
And I said, Wyatt. I said, Wyatt, when you see a car like that, do you know what it means? And he goes, what? And I go, it means that the person driving it doesn't have car insurance and they owe child support. I hope he still remembers that, actually.
You should ask him next time you see him.
Yeah.
That's what Ice Cube calls it when you skied out on your squirrel your tires.
Yeah.
Dropped her ass off and then chirped out.
Yeah.
It's like a fire alarm. Chirped out.
You chirped out, baby. Dude, I was talking to my neighbors were moving, and I was like, oh, how's the family that's moving in? And and me and Jacob were playing catch out front, so Jacob was right there too, and he was like, oh, they're nice, yeah, their names are yada yada and so, and oh, they have a 16-year-old daughter. And so I was like, oh, cool. So then me and Jacob were playing the guy went back in the house a few minutes later, and me and Jacob were playing catch, and I was like, hey, did you catch that? He's like, what? I'm like, there's a 16-year-old girl moving in next door. He's like, I'm not a pervert like you were. I'm like, dude, what are you talking about? Like,
how old is he?
17. I'm like,
so she's going to have a birthday, and they're going to be the same age.
They're essentially the same age. Yeah. It wasn't him commenting on her age. It was him commenting on
trying to get laid. Like I'm anybody who tries to get laid or even thinks, hey, 16-year-old girl moving in across the street, that's perverted. See, I think that I don't know. It sounds like Jacob's absorbed a little bit of what they call that Gen Z prudishness,
the pussification.
Yeah, because apparently, like, you know how they say that like kids, people in their early 20s and then coming up, they're not having sex.
They're not dating. They're not having sex.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of a cultural thing with the kids that age right now.
Yeah.
Well, they get their dicks flicked by their mothers, and they lose their masculinity. So men are linear thinkers. We move forward because we have a penis.
Yeah.
We're on a line. And you notice women have this compulsion. When you're moving forward and doing something, they're always trying to stop you along the way and make everything take longer.
Right.
I can't get out the door without my wife trying to find a way to make me late. Oh, do you want some food? Do you want me to make something? I'm like, I'm late because of already dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want anything. I have to get out the door now. And it's just like they see a guy being linear and they're just in their mind, they have to stop it. The bitch from Broad City.
Because they know you're going to linearly walk right into another bitch's pussy.
Yeah.
That's what they're afraid of.
That girl from Broad City had a comedy special, and she was complaining about how all buildings look like penises. She was like, look at all these cocks built by men. Like, what do you want? You want pussy holes in the ground for us to live in like mole men?
You want it to look
She
like
didn't provide a solution for this
card.
fake problem she made up. She just wanted to complain about nothing.
And she looks kind of like a hobbit, too. What does she want, a hobbit hole?
Plus, who builds
Alana or whatever?
Who's going to dig the fucking holes? Who builds all the buildings?
Yeah.
The people who build the buildings get to decide that it looks like their penis.
If you were walking out of the house and she was like, oh, Josh, and you're like, I'm trying to leave, and she's like, I just wanted to tell you I'm going to work on getting a job today. Would that be an
do tell.
You'd be like, you know what, I'm hanging out for a minute.
I'm going to call in late.
Yeah, I'm going to call in late. Let's have a conversation.
No, my son is getting a little bit of this behavior. He stayed home and he forgot to let the dog in, and he slept in, and we left him home alone. He's 12. I don't know if you're supposed to do that.
You are supposed to do that. That's
12-year-old can stay home.
She went to her mom's with my daughter overnight, and then Monday morning I went to work, so I left him. I said, goodbye, buddy. Take a shower, please.
That's a summer day for a 12-year-old.
That's fine.
That's normal.
He stayed asleep the whole time.
Yeah.
I think he woke up and let the dog out, and then he went back to sleep. And unfortunately, while he was asleep,
he jerked
the dog
off
was out
in there too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
They came home. So they came home and the dog was outside and he was asleep. So my wife goes, the dog was panting and went straight for the water when we let her in. So she had obviously been outside way too long. And I was like, she does that all summer. If you leave her out for 15 minutes, it's hot. You're guessing.
Should be fine.
She was like, he failed. He failed staying home. He didn't take a shower. He was home by himself and he failed. And I was like, don't call him a failure. You're not this hard on the daughter. Why are you dick flicking our boy? Well, don't call him don't do this. He's not the patriarch. He didn't do. I was like, I'm going to sit this kid down and be like, tell mom, look, I didn't do this 1,000-year-old thing you're pissed about. I'm just a 12-year-old kid. I'm trying to learn how to be a fucking human. Leave me alone. All I want to do is be left alone. He did a great job being left home alone. He slept the whole time. That's awesome. It's summer.
Yeah.
He did nothing, just like your,
Just like my kid. Just like my 17-year-old kid. He did nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
You
fine.
see, like I would pay you to get him to say, I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm not the assholes you fucked before you met Dad.
Oh. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not Pop who left when you were 7.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
There's so many things you could load him up with. So
Yeah.
many little.
Yeah.
and that's
little
how boys grow up
zing-zings.
not to be interested in 16-year-old girls next door because they've been dick flicked by their mom their whole life. Not having aggression anymore.
Yeah.
They're not going to build huge penis buildings. They're going to dig gashes in the ground instead.
I don't know, man. It's just so weird because, like, don't get me wrong. Kristen behaves in weird ways that I don't understand. But like, we always talk about how, like, when we were teenagers, like the dumb shit we did. I mean, there's tons of dumb shit that we both did, and we talk about it. We talk about, like, you know, not like super explicitly. I'm not like, I was finger fucking this girl 3 finger, like, you know, like some shit. By the way,
3.
like,
Party guy.
do you remember? Quick tangent. Do you guys remember when you're like a kid and you're like, yeah, like fucking 2 fingers, bro? It's like, what fucking? Could you imagine the horror of the chick on the other side? She's like, yeah, and then he tried to get a 3rd finger in, and it really was fucking uncomfortable.
What are you doing trying to fist in junior high? That's not going to work.
Yeah.
So, dude, I was always
is for
trying to
grown-ups.
see how many fingers I could get in. I remember like talking to my friends. I'm like, dude, I got fucking 3 fingers in this bitch. She was probably like,
Because you're a
oh,
linear
Yeah, I
man. You're
remember-
moving forward. You're
I
trying to make progress.
I remember getting
Yeah, that's true.
I remember getting 3 fingers in and being like, that's too many.
Look at Donnie. Donnie's doing it right. He's got them all smushed
Yeah,
together.
I've got them all smushed together,
Yeah,
and
fucking
I'm
Spock.
like, that's too many.
Live long
But then
and
I
prosper.
looked at it like around like circumference wise.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could probably add a 4th one right
Right,
there.
yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
the-
you could definitely.
The
yeah.
black fist, how
Yeah.
fast it can turn into the gay fist. Gay power.
All you have to do is turn it a little bit on the wrist, and then
Yeah.
it becomes a little loose. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
But yeah, the failure shit pissed me off, and then I noticed other dick flicking stuff like your caustic douche thing.
yeah.
Of course, the guy who got up early before everyone else and worked all day is not going to be in the same mood as the people that slept in
Yeah.
and did whatever they wanted all day.
yeah.
I used to come home from being on a road crew to a wife and 2 toddlers, and they're having happy sing-song time, and I'd walk in the room like, fuck everybody. It was you have to make an adjustment. And then they go, you're bringing bad energy into the house. And I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be at work. I don't want to be anywhere. You guys are not letting me adjust to preschool time as I come home from grinding out crosswalks.
I used to have that shit too.
Of course I'm in a foul mood. You guys woke up when you woke up. So you were saying, oh, Josh, you want to be in bed all the time. I don't want to be in bed all the time. I just don't want to wake up because someone else made me.
Yeah. Right.
I want to wake up and hear that little sound with the birds. Do, 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 do.
Right. Right.
Because I woke up and decided to start. I just want free will. I don't want to have to wake up because I had to
Oh.
wake up.
Are we
Because
gonna-
everyone else in my house gets
Yeah.
up when they fucking wake up,
Dude.
which is awesome.
Dude,
Yeah.
free will is always available. It's just, I'm going to go get a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're free forever if you want to be.
Dad went
Yeah.
out for forever milk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, how much of your paycheck do you really pay to them now? It would actually probably be less because I bet child support
Oh,
is
yeah.
less than what you're currently
No way.
spending
No.
on the children.
No
If I got
way.
half of my money, that would be
Wait.
way more than I get right now.
Wait, hang on though. The minute that you're paying for 2 fucking places, that math goes out the fucking window. I mean, maybe, but if you have to pay for a place for them to live,
No, you
and
be
for-
an asshole about it. You go to court and you fight and you fight and you fight and you force the court to make you pay the absolute minimum that you can get them to. So all you're doing is paying child support, and then you could probably make a good case for like getting her to pay you spousal support.
Yeah, alimony.
No way. No way. dude.
It's war. You're not thinking like freaking Art of War. So
Yeah,
you're not thinking
Sun Tzu or whatever.
You're not thinking like Sun Tzu.
I'm not thinking like Sun Tzu.
You guys got to come at a divorce. This is my this is my
child
advice. Come at divorce like Sun Tzu.
Yeah,
Right.
The fucking Art of War.
Spoken from a child who was too busy to listen to his parents tell him that they were getting divorced because he had just discovered porn on the internet. He's like, "Can you?" guys,
whatever,
let's,
guys.
Let's move this along.
Yeah, this is a really cool conversation.
Yeah.
I want to go beat off.
I got dial up to wank off too.
Maybe the true life podcast of this is going to be me convincing both of you to get divorces and be cool divorced dads with me.
Then we have to start a motorcycle. Game.
Honestly, though, Donnie, I feel like at this stage for me, it's a little bit different because at this stage for me, the kids are almost out.
Yeah,
That's the perfect time to get divorced.
The hard part's like done.
Yeah,
she's happy doing whatever she's happy doing. My not hanging out all the time or at all.
One of the things that makes him happy is dick flicking.
Is me. It's not like me
around.
being constrained by her.
Right. Maybe I'm more talking about Josh.
She's like, do whatever you want. I'm like, yeah, I just basically want to lay on the couch.
Yeah.
Like I'm just a lazy fuck.
Also, the other thing is that you don't have to actually divorce them. You just have to have the right mindset.
Yeah.
So that they kind of get that vibe from you that you're like, I don't fucking need you. And then they're like, oh, honey, I'm going to be nice and all that kind of stuff. There's a
delicate dance.
Well, no, but there are natural conclusions I've come to. And one of the natural conclusions that I've come to is that, like, being a dick actually works pretty well.
Yeah.
Like, being a little withholding and being like, okay. You have to, like, earn it, right?
You
like,
have to withhold your sperm.
Yeah. You have to withhold.
For power, so you're powerful.
You have to withhold everything.
That's how you get your power.
I haven't jizzed in a week after you told me that.
Nice. Do you feel powerful?
I feel like I want to fucking
like I'm about
jizz.
to
Like
cum
you
my
guys,
pants
you guys
right
are both looking pretty good right now. You got one drink in me, and I'm like, I don't know. That's
and I'm gay.
And I'm gay. That's how
I
dudes
just think
go gay.
I just think that more dudes need to come at things like they are the lord of a major house in Dune.
Yeah.
Like you have entire planets and
Legacy.
systems under your control.
Right.
And you have 10,000 years worth of like conquering and family history.
Right.
And if you start coming at it from that, they'll start saying, "Oh my God, he's
If I
like
wasn't in charge, we'd all be living in holes in the ground.
Yeah.
Who wants that? It's gross.
No one
Moist
wants that.
gashes in the ground to live in.
They'll be like, he's like a Hun from the steeps.
Yeah.
He's like a Khan. He's oh my God, my vagina is so wet.
Yeah.
And I will do anything that he wants me to do.
I think you're honestly, Donnie. I think you're mostly on the right track.
He eats wild meats roasted over a spit with ancient grains like barley.
Yeah.
Shits wherever he wants.
Every woman wants a freaking Mongol Khan that will just
They want to be
that
oppressed.
just
Some oppress me.
leaves children
ravaging.
leaves us
Yeah, it just leaves a
a
wake
trail
of children.
a trail of offspring behind him with other women, and I have to have those genes.
Look, don't let our
I have
kids.
to pass them along.
I mean-
I will act however I have to act to please him. If more of the dudes that I know who are married just came at it like that, all of a sudden, all the problems in their marriage would go away.
Look,
I
don't
mean-
let our kids grow up and date any of the kids from the next town over because their kids are going to be fucking retarded, if you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to explain why, but they don't want to meet their cousins by accident, okay? Don't go over to Shelbyville. You might meet the other Simpsons.
Shelbyville. I've told you guys this story about making out with my cousin, right?
Oh no!
I haven't.
You're kissing cousins?
Okay, so I actually I kind of came early there. I should have built this up. I just thought you knew this story, so I'm curious what you think about this.
A little West Virginia.
I think
in
that's
California.
the perfect intro. So I've told you about making out with my cousin, right?
So I'm curious what you think about this. Okay, I'm 13.
Okay.
I go to New York, where my dad's from. We go to his cousin's house. So it's my second cousin. I've never met her before. Never met her before in my life, and she's adopted. Not blood. She's
I've seen this
adopted?
porno.
Oh, that's just all of the porn now.
Okay, so wait, Donnie, hang on.
You're a trailblazer.
Before
you
you-
started a fad.
This is like
Trending, 'cause
this
of
is
you.
like 93.
What are you doing, step cousin?
Yeah. So we were my sister,
She got
and
stuck in the
her
dryer.
were up in
to
their
help her get out.
attic, and we were like playing games and fucking around and I was like laying on this couch, and my sister went in the other room, and she like jumped on top of me and pulled the covers over our head, and we started making out for like a minute.
Yeah.
And then my sister came back in, and she's like, ah, and she like got up, and she's like, yo, you're so funny.
Yeah,
like we were wrestling or something. And I was like, oh my God, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It was a funny joke.
Flash forward 20 years. I told Kristen this story, and she's like, you're fucking sick.
You're
And
amazing.
And I'm like, I'm sick. What are you talking about? And she's like, you
You're
made out
unbelievable.
with your cousin. I'm like, I never met her. It's not like me and her were hanging out at family Christmases our whole life. Like, hey, cousin.
She dick flicked you.
And we're not fucking related. I don't know her. And she's like, no, you're disgusting. Don't ever tell anyone that story.
Oh no, you can tell everyone that story.
And here
Dude,
we are.
fucking Jordan Jensen had sex with her stepbrother.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Jordan Jensen.
She's a comedian.
She's in the
With her stepbrother.
she's in New York, one in the New York crowd.
With her stepbrother. That's fine.
Yeah. This is way further removed than a stepbrother. This
Way
is a
further. Way
adopted
further.
cousin of a cousin.
A second cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nothing. That is nothing. That's a memory to cherish.
That's
sir.
what I'm saying, dude.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you were in a strange place with a bunch of people you'd never met before. You were to her, you were probably a Khan from the steeps.
Exactly.
You were like Genghis Khan, just
Yeah.
coming in on your horse
Yeah.
with a trail of slaves behind you, and she
Yeah.
was like, "I have to have him."
Yeah, because you're not related.
I have to
Yeah,
have his
yeah.
tongue in my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
no,
it was
great.
forbidden, it made
Yeah.
it more fun.
It was great. What's that?
Because it was forbidden, it made it more fun.
It was definitely
Yeah, also,
fun.
there was a little bit of a forbid because it's
Verboten.
kind of family. It's technically family,
Well,
so there's a
all
little
of our
bit of
parents
like
were downstairs. All of
Yeah.
our parents were like probably 12 feet
makes
away.
it even
like,
more fun.
Line of sight.
yeah, and
right?
that too, like you're
Yeah.
doing it right, and you're 13.
Yeah.
Come on, and you knew she was adopted beforehand.
I knew
right?
she was adopted.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
like, it's she's.
You had already fucked
honestly,
anyway. Didn't
yeah.
you get your dick
honestly.
sucked when you were like 12?
No, 14.
Okay.
Yeah. But when we were going to their house, they're like, "Oh, your cousin Jessica, just so you know, she's adopted." And I was like, "Oh, really?"
You're like game time.
yeah. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you don't say she's adopted."
You had the reaction that Jacob should be having was like 16-year-old girl moving in across the house,
dude, right?
across the street.
You didn't have a mom dick flicking you the whole time when
Yeah.
you were a baby.
No.
To make
Well-
you not a man.
What are you doing, step bro?
It's not. Yeah, it's there's one specific one
Yeah.
that I can't find anywhere, and it's the actual one that was on the. Because remember they would have the intro, or like when you'd watch a porn video, it would show you like whatever network that was, and it would have the little
sure,
clips of the
sure.
other shows that they have, or
yeah.
and they the previews, and one of
Yeah.
them was that one specific clip of the girl goes, "What are you doing, step bro?" But it wasn't that. That's not the clip. That's my holy grail.
That's close.
That is the holy grail drop for this podcast.
Yeah.
Is finding the "What are you doing, step bro?" But it has to be that specific one from. I don't even know which porn it was. Porn
I'm on
Pros
it.
or
I'm
one of
on
those.
it.
I don't know.
I'm on it, Donnie. After you found me To Catch a Predator,
Yeah.
or To Catch a
The Workaholics episode.
yeah, what's it called? Not To Catch a Predator. To Friend a Predator.
Yeah, to Friend a Predator. Yeah.
After you found that for me in like 10 seconds, I feel like it's my fucking duty to find this for you now.
Okay. Yeah. We'll it'll be a project.
Speaking of predators, I've been having a lot of fun all week with the guy that we made up last week, the rapist cellmate that's into personal wellness.
Oh yeah, right.
He's like, What you're doing right now is you're going through the stages of grief of me raping you. You've went through denial, and it's time for acceptance. He's like the ladies' man mixed with Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The God grant you the serenity to get raped.
Mixed with Nasty Nate. We brought up Nasty Nate.
Mixed with
You need to
nasty.
take this one day at a time because I'm going to be raping your ass tomorrow. And that's tomorrow is another day of me raping your ass.
Dude, I just watched something. There's something about
I actually need reparations, and I'm taking them
I
out of
need
your
reparations.
ass. I'm taking my reparations out of your
I need
ass.
that reparations. I just watched There's Something About Mary today, and there's that part where Ben Stiller like gets thrown in jail for killing
Oh, whenever he
when he gets
Harlan
hitchhiking with
Williams, he's
Harlan
like,
Williams.
7-minute abs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what happens when someone comes out with 6-minute abs? And
He has a brain fart. He's like, no.
it was so, dude, it was so good.
They let him ad lib a lot of that, Harlan, because they liked his stand up. Those two Farrelly
Yeah.
brothers.
Well, also the
Farrelly
movie
brothers,
before
yeah.
that, he was the cop that
Yeah.
pulled over Harry and Lloyd. Give me that booze, you pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
We just watched that too.
Yeah.
We just watched Kingpin.
Kingpin. That was a great run of 3 movies.
Dude.
Fucking Dumb and Dumber, Kingpin,
Dude.
and There's Something About Mary.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did y'all see all the new Tom Green stuff on Amazon?
No.
He got a farm, and
I knew that.
it's really nice. It's a
Yeah.
wholesome show. His parents come and bust his balls and prank him. They paint his car plaid because he painted their car. And he does stand up between. He takes his dog. But
He's been here. He's done the
I saw
mothership
him
here.
at
Yeah.
the mothership.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stand up with his dog. Yeah.
He had a great clip during COVID. He had got COVID. He was live streaming. He had COVID and he fell asleep. And everybody on the stream started freaking out. And Harlan Williams came over to save him. But he had to jump the fence. Tom Green lived in L.A. with a fence. Harlan Williams had to jump the fence. So you see this live screen of Tom Green passed out or dead or whatever in front of his microphone. And then you hear behind the glass door Harlan Williams' voice going, "Hey, buddy, are you okay in there? What's going on? Everybody's worried online." And he can't open the door. He has COVID, and he's like, "I had to put a ladder on your fence and jump over to, so you got to let me out now. But I have to." They're best friends, so he just came to check on him. They're Canadian brothers.
Those are
Yeah.
the 2 Canadians that I would think would be.
Yeah.
They would basically they go together almost better than the Strange Brew guys.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Rick Moranis and what's that guy's name? He was Pee Wee Herman.
We were talking about
Dave Thomas. They
Dave
go
Thomas.
they go together about as good as Rick
Yeah.
Moranis and Dave Thomas.
Yeah.
We've been having a couple of rape heavy episodes, and my point originally a long time before this was that what I think is funny about rape is that the ability to keep your dick hard while you're in a fight.
Yes.
I don't
yes.
understand
Right.
that, and I think it would be really funny as if you were trying to rape a woman and then you couldn't get it up and you start apologizing. You're like, this never happens. Maybe if you jiggle your tits a little bit.
Dude, please do
Or
something.
the rapist, Nasty
Yeah.
Nate from jail. Yeah, I'm trying to rape you, but I just can't. I know it does happen to a lot of guys, but
It honestly, in listening to all that and thinking about it, it just actually makes me think that you're a very wholesome person.
yeah, I don't understand it.
You don't get it.
I mean,
Like
I
I'm the guy who can like imagine a lot of raping.
Mm-hmm.
You're the guy who can't imagine any raping. I'm like, yeah, 10% of guys totally capable of just raping the shit out of all kinds of women. You're like, nope, 0% of guys because you can't imagine it and I can imagine it.
yeah.
So you're the rapist and Josh isn't the rapist?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess so. It seems the opposite, right? Because like Josh is so like a rape disbeliever. He's like
Yeah.
he's a rape denialist, really.
I'm a rape
Yeah.
cost denier.
Yeah, you're a rape. Yeah, yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
6 million people didn't get raped. That's a little high.
That's a little dude.
Let's bump those numbers
Yeah.
down.
Oh, that's what I always say to whenever I get in arguments with like liberal women. I'm like, I mean, you know how you know I'm not a rapist. It's because
Didn't rape you.
it's because I'm not sycophantically agreeing with every single yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Women are terrible.
Right.
They shouldn't be groping you and catcalling you. I would never grope you.
Yeah.
I don't have anything that I'm trying to make up for. Yeah. That's how you know because I'm like whenever a woke person says some dumb shit, I say, no, that's fucking retarded. Boom, 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 counterpoint. And
Yeah,
they're like,
right.
you know.
I've got one for you guys. I'm curious what you think about this.
0.
I think. Okay. It's been decided.
All of them.
I think that people who get these kids, these e-bike, these electric motorcycles that these kids are riding around, are the same as people who get their kids trans reassignment surgery as teenagers. I think it's the same shit.
Yeah, you're going to get mutilated either way.
Right. Like you don't let a kid cut their dong off or get a dong added or cut their boobs off or whatever. And you also don't give a fucking kid a motorcycle.
With no helmet.
With no helmet. Or even with a fucking helmet. Like, you don't fucking do it. Don't do
They
it.
don't wear helmets on those Lime scooters. Nobody does.
Well, I'm not even talking about those. Are you
the
not
e-bikes.
are you seeing these things in the neighborhood?
Yeah,
like
the scooty with the butt pad and the little crate to hold stuff.
but even crazier than that, dude. I mean, I'm seeing
like
kids
Almost
on
dirt
grass.
bikes?
on
like
they look
Yeah.
they're like basically like Tesla dirt bikes because they're like electric, and they have tons of fucking torque. So I'm seeing kids like I saw
Easy
this.
way for me to get up that hill.
You know what? I'm getting you one of these.
Yeah, I
fucking
could go with
things.
you up the hill together.
Yeah, we could ride up the hill together. Yeah, yeah.
You'd be like, hurry up. You'd still be going faster than me. This thing's trying to get my weight up the hill. Fifth gear.
Well, you know what? You're a goddamn grown up. So if you want to ride an electric motorcycle up a goddamn hill, you can do it. But I saw this kid the other day on escarpment. He's doing a wheelie in the bike lane. Doing
That's
like
a whole thing. Yeah, wheelies is the TikTok thing.
doing like 35 miles an hour. This kid's like doing a fucking wheelie down escarpment. When he lands, his handlebars are kind of turned.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not good.
And he veers out into traffic. I mean, for like a split second, this kid was probably 1.5 feet or 2 feet away from getting slammed by a fucking massive truck.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, it's gonna happen. One of these kids is gonna die on one of these fucking bikes.
Good, then they won't have any retard babies.
They probably already
guess
have. You're
that's
just not
true.
hearing about it.
Well,
I mean,
there was a kid.
there are a lot of your kind of neighborhoods in Austin, like
Yeah.
and in the suburbs outside. I mean, there's got to be at least one kid who's eaten it and ended up in the ICU at least.
Well, I know that a kid from Bowie died a couple nights ago. They said on a bike. They didn't say
Yeah.
whether it was an e-bike or not. But he was on Manchac, and some dude hit him. He died in front of like 3 of his friends.
I wish these
Yeah.
kids would stay safe so they could end up in jail someday with me.
Well,
They
then I
keep
guess
dying before they can get locked up in here.
It's true.
I guess they will just have to ban kids from bikes, like how they're going to ban kids from getting trans surgery.
See,
That's happening, dude.
That-
I think that my prediction now is that maybe federally or at least state by state, it's going to become like an abortion thing, where in Texas, kids under the age of 18 are not allowed to have any like gender affirming care or trans surgery or any of that stuff.
dude, I mean,
Oh no,
I think
they're
th-
making it like it was 10 years ago.
as much as I'm
When
like,
everything was fine.
as much as I'm not down for kids to mutilate themselves and parents to enable them, do I really want the government getting involved
Right.
in it? I
Right.
want the fucking
Yeah.
government involved in it.
This was Mark Maron's thing. Is this what you wanted now? Because you can say retard, and now we're in chaos. It's all so you can say retard again. Like I didn't stop saying retard.
I never
before.
stopped saying it.
stopped. Yeah.
I've said retard. You know when I finally figured out when I went full throttle back into the word retard.
When you
I
went full
found it.
retard.
That was from birth. Okay? Like, I've always been allowed to say it,
Yeah.
but it was January 6th, 2021. I
yeah.
found it because I went back through all my chats all the way back then looking for the word retard. I basically did a control F for retard on all my chats.
Control R.
And and I found the first instance of me saying it that I could find in recent times.
And it was
And it was January 6th. And you know what the thing I said was? As I guess the riot was going on, I said, the tree of sanity must be refreshed from time to time with the blood of retards.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was what I said.
I thought you might have said, man, I'm a retard for not being there with these patriots.
I should be in there. I should be with the shaman. I am such a goddamn retard for not going down to the rally in Washington, D.C.
Hell yeah. That's right.
like our God Emperor commanded. Yeah.
We had an interesting Louis C.K. discussion that I thought you guys would have liked to have been a part of because my daughter got into Better Things because I was showing her the Pam Adlon show,
Yeah.
which was co-created with Louis C.K.
Right.
Then she disavowed him. And then every episode for the next 3 seasons after he got kicked off of Showbiz still said created by Louis C.K. at the end
Right.
because you can't take away a writing credit.
Right.
So he was still getting paid even though she said, I don't like him. He does these things. And they're not friends anymore, which I thought was funny. That was like the punchline of every show.
Yeah.
Most of that show is about how difficult it is to be a single mom in L.A.
Right.
Louis is about how difficult it is to be a single dad in New York.
Right.
So we finished Better Things. My daughter burned through all of it. I watched the first episode with her, and then 3 days later we watched this last episode because she just binged it for the summer. And I was like, do you like this show, the writing style? Because there's another show that's like it if you want to watch that. And she was like, yeah. So I put on Louis, and we're already on season 2 of Louis. And I was like, you don't care that he's a malfeasance or whatever? And she was like, what? And I already told her before. She knew about it a long time ago. But I guess she forgot it was that guy with my wife. And my wife was like, yeah, he cornered girls and forced them to. And I was like, whoa. Nobody cornered anyone,
Wrong.
and nobody forced anybody anything.
Yeah, he asked.
And she was like, he masturbated on the phone with that lady, and I was like, that lady thinks every guy is masturbating on the phone. Everywhere I go, every guy is jerking off when I talk to them on the phone. They can't help themselves.
Yeah.
How sexy my voice is. I
What
don't
if-
think he did that either. It's all made up.
What if instead of jerking off, he was taking a shit?
Ah.
Would that be better? Is that you should ask her if it would have been better that he was taking a shit?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard that? Have you ever heard that Jim Florentine terrorizing telemarketers,
Yeah.
where he's taking a shit while he's
Yes.
talking to
He's
him?
the original
And he's-
crank yanker.
He's talking to a he's talking to a dating service, like
No.
a what used to be what online dating was. I've got to bring it up. It's only like 2 minutes long. It's hilarious.
Yeah, nice.
The Louis show has a ton of Easter eggs about his proclivities.
Oh, dude.
He's in front of the class, and the lady's doing sex ed, and she's like, Louis, show them the penis.
Yeah.
Show them the penis, Louis.
Yeah.
Show the penis, Louis. I was like, ooh, he's
Dude. I just,
hinting. And then that Italian girl is like, whip it out. Whip it out.
yeah. Yeah, that whole whip it out thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just
It's like he was
watched,
crying for help for 6 years
I
before
just-
he got in trouble. He's like, I have this problem.
dude,
Look.
I watched Horace and Pete.
Yeah.
And that's a dark fucking show.
Horace and Peak, well, like that was it was really good, but it was not a comedy at all.
No, Horace and Pete was gnarly, but it also brought that whole issue to light. Like
Yeah.
there were parts of Horace and Pete where it's like when you watch it, once you know that he
Yeah.
likes to jerk off in front of people, you're like, oh, okay.
I mean, he was saying that
Okay.
he was saying what his thing was the whole time.
Yeah.
In one of his stand-ups, he said something like, I mean, there are things that women have had happen that they're like, I can't even tell the cops about that. It's too like pathetic and embarrassing.
They should have
Right.
told all
You
those
know,
accuser women
right.
that they weren't paying attention enough so far. You didn't think he was going to fucking
what
do
can I
this?
do for you?
Okay, is this Jesse?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of taking a dump.
Oh, okay. Well, I was giving you a call from the Singles Organization.
Right.
Singles
And
organization.
I was calling you in response to the Singles profile form that you filled out.
Oh, right.
Is there a better time I can get back to you?
No, this is probably the best time.
Yeah, well, I just don't feel comfortable talking to you at this moment.
Why?
Because like you said, you're right in the middle of something.
That's fine. It's no big deal. I'm just taking a dump, you know.
Yeah, and I'm,
I take two or three a day. It's not a big
I'm not
deal.
going anywhere.
I'm just not comfortable with talking to you when you're doing that.
No, it's fine. I'm been looking forward to you guys actually calling.
No, really.
Yeah.
I just feel more comfortable if I can give you a call
Nah.
back.
Nah, don't worry about it.
No, really. Just for myself, I would feel more comfortable if we give you a call back at another time, okay?
Why is that? I mean,
I'm just not comfortable with being on the phone when you're in the bathroom.
She's not hung up yet, though.
would it
She
be
keeps
better if I was in
listening
the kitchen?
and staying
It'd
on.
just be better if it's uncomfortable for me. So I'll just have.
Well, I mean, look, I'm going to be going away, at like 9 o'clock tonight for a while, so it's like I'd like to get this done, maybe get in there, set up, I guess, I don't know if you guys do an interview or something, whatever.
Let me get someone that might be a little bit more comfortable with talking to you then.
I used to
okay?
miss
She's
you
really
seem like
interested
very
in saying
uptight.
how
I mean, people
uncomfortable
take
she is.
dumps, I'm sure
It
you
takes
take
a
like,
second to hang
I'm
up.
sure you take like 1 or 2 a day too. It's not a big deal.
Yes, I realize that, but I just don't
Performatively.
feel it's just a matter of respect. I don't feel comfortable.
matter
Oh
of
my
talking
God,
to you
lady.
in a restaurant.
Fucking hang up then.
I apologize.
Jesus Christ.
No, I mean
If you'd like, I can get someone else on the phone.
it's a natural thing, you know.
Go now. So, like I said, I can have someone else call you back, or we can just go ahead and disregard your file. Okay?
You're gonna disregard my file because
Well, you're not
Everybody
understanding that I don't
poops.
feel comfortable, and I was trying to get someone else to talk to you.
I don't have to
And if
understand.
that's going to be an issue, then yes, I'm going to disregard your file.
I mean, if you want to lose an account because I got to take a crap, I don't get it.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, to me, it's not very respectful.
Oh,
She's
well,
got to
hey,
scold him.
You
She's
know,
putting him through a
it's the time
humiliation
of day
ritual.
where I take it at this time every day. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to get off the phone now, Jesse. You have a nice day.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Man, she hung out for a long
Yeah, she could have hung
up. Yeah.
Is that her job? She has to
Yeah,
explain.
yeah. She's talking to a customer.
Yeah.
I mean,
So she
you
couldn't just hang up.
Like if
She had to scold him.
Show
the penis, Louis.
yeah.
if I
Show
yeah
the penis, Louis.
if I
Whip
had
it
a
out.
customer, I don't know if I had a customer They would never tell me that they were taking a dump, though. That's why it's such a good prank call.
Yeah,
And it's a telemarketer, so it's like, we got to make this sale. We got to make this.
dude. That's amazing. What year is that?
That's like mid 90s,
Yeah.
late 90s or whatever. He's got some really, really good ones. That is,
Fucking trailblazer.
they're all over YouTube. Just search for Jim Florentine
Yeah,
prank calls.
nice.
And he was one of the guys on Cranky Anchors. He was the retard.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
going to Hawaii. Yay,
Yeah.
yay. He's got a few of those on there that are really funny.
Do you remember the God episode of Louis where the doctor came and did what happened to Jesus with the nails and everything?
Remind me. I've seen every episode,
At
but
the
it's been
end,
a while.
Yeah, his mom
He's like
is
this really scary looking exorcist
Yeah.
looking doctor, and he's
The nun is in front of the class saying this is what they did to Jesus.
because
and
the
with
class
him.
was acting
Yes,
up,
yes,
or because Louis
yes.
laughed when they were in the
Yeah.
church with the Jesus or
Yes,
whatever. Yeah.
I remember.
So then the next
yeah.
day they were in the actual mass hall with the statue of Jesus, and he walked the kids through, and he had Louis hammer the nails into his friend's hand. It was a humiliation ritual. This is what they do to children in church.
Yeah.
They make you dress up, get on stage, sing and dance for the adults. If you do something bad, you have to go, I did bad, I feel bad.
Yeah.
A lot of religion is based on John 3:16 is a humiliation ritual. For whosoever believe, you have to say, I know I'm a sinner. And I feel like that's kind of had to do a lot with Louis' fetish. It's like a reverse humiliation ritual.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to humiliate myself in front of these women with my little weird red penis. And I want them
Weird
to,
red Mexican, half
yeah,
Mexican penis.
I want them to sit there and go, ew. And I want to feel humiliated. So
Yeah.
he was like turning it on its head like a trope.
Right.
Going, okay, I'm not afraid of this anymore. Because of what he went through when he was little with the church and being humiliated,
Yeah.
being told to whip it out, he grows up and goes, I'm a man now.
I'm owning it. Kind of like the N-word.
Yeah.
It's like people were called the N-word, and then they took it back
Yeah.
and used it as part of their power.
Heavens
right?
to Betsy. They're knocking on the door.
Yeah. So, Josh, I think that me and you are gonna disagree on this. I think that shame
Yeah.
is actually a good thing.
Yeah.
I think like shaming children and like making people feel bad about things.
It's good in moderation, yeah.
Well, definitely makes sex
I think-
better.
Yeah.
I mean,
fuck yeah. That's what
nobody
I'm talking
fucks
about.
like Catholics and Mormons.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't respond well to it, and I had a lot of that growing up.
Yeah.
I have weird bathroom shit because every time I was in the bathroom, my dad bang on the door and go, "Are you done yet?"
And now your wife and your children do that to you.
Yeah. So I have strange triggers
Yeah.
about being naked and going to the bathroom, and it's a lot of it is because of the humiliation rituals of Christianity.
Yeah.
It's invasions of privacy and people, telling me that I need to acknowledge that I'm bad. I mean, I felt really empowered when I let go of religion and said, I think I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
It felt really good. That was the burden that I laid down. It was like the opposite of getting saved. But what people say about getting saved was that they felt like a great burden was relieved when they said, I'm a sinner, I need to be saved. That's what I felt when I said, I'm not a sinner. I don't need to be saved.
Right.
I'm good.
Right.
I don't want to be a filthy rags.
Yeah, it's the
like
the
I
same
told my whole life, you're bad.
it's the same feeling.
Yeah.
It just for opposite reasons.
And my dad used to have this thing every time I got in trouble. He was like, we trusted you. We had you on a rope and we let some rope out. And then you broke our trust, so we have to pull the rope back in. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm a dog having his face shoved in shit. I don't want to be a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a person. And that's why it's bothering me about my wife doing this failure shit with my son. He doesn't need his face rubbed in this failures. Leave him alone. Maybe he'll be more well-adjusted if he doesn't have this stuff to adjust to.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, in this case, I'm not sure if it's warranted or not because I'm not in the situation. I trust you more than I trust your wife for sure. But I also,
Well, that's just by default who has a penis. And who has a
right. It's like
vagina.
you have a dick and she doesn't have one, so I trust you. But
Speak plainly.
I also am like, yeah, like when people fail, they need to know that they're failing. And like, especially with kids, it's like the only way that kids know about what a good life is by you telling them,
Yeah.
like, this is a good life. And so when they stray off the path of the good life, you have to be like, yo, dude, like you're fucking off the path. You need to get back on
Yeah.
the path.
But what would have a successful evening or day alone at home for him look like? For me, it
Yeah.
was he didn't burn the house down.
Oh,
He slept all day.
It would
It's
have
great.
It would have
Yeah.
been.
He
It
didn't get
would.
in any trouble.
It would have been that the dog was inside the house
I
when
think it
your
was-
wife and daughter got home. That's
Right.
the only thing
That's
that
it.
would have made
Yeah.
it a success.
I bet she wanted him to do all her dishes and laundry work, and then that would have been a success. She's expecting everybody else to do all her.
You think that was it?
He was a failure because he spent the day in bed.
Do you think that's what it was?
Is that what it means to be a failure?
Yeah.
To spend the day in bed? How horrible.
Imagine that.
What a little failure.
Yeah.
A boy with a penis is not allowed to stay in bed all day. He needs to be humiliated if he does that.
I mean, man, the other day I went on a walk with Jacob and I was like, we got to talk about this job thing, bro. I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, well, I did this and I did that. And I'm like, I told you in February, you don't necessarily need to have a job during the school year, but you need to have a job come summer.
No, he's
is
milking it.
1 month into summer.
Yeah, why get a job now? There's only a month and a half left.
Yeah. I'm like,
School starts in August.
you
That's
did
too
not
late now.
do the thing that you were supposed to do, and I'm disappointed in you. And he started crying. And I'm like, I'm sorry that you feel bad. Like, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm like,
Did he agree with you previously? I will
Yeah.
get a job in the summer?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a job once my kids are in school.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I
got
don't,
lied to.
it doesn't make me
You feel lied to.
it doesn't make me feel good to be like, hey, you fucked up. Now, like, you're going to pay for it.
But he also lied. If he said he
Yeah.
was going to do something, he didn't do it. That's
Yeah. I also
so you
think,
could take it personal and go, you hurt my feelings.
yeah.
You're crying?
But this is-
I got lied to.
This is what I mean by the shame thing. Like, I actually think that employing some shame here actually makes sense. Like, I think it makes sense to make him feel
Yeah.
bad, to make him understand that this was the mark.
Yeah.
You came in about here. Here's the difference. I'm not happy with you. There's a consequence for it. Like, I actually think that employing some shame makes sense.
Was
Yeah.
there some sort of implied refractory period after the medical scare with his back? Because your wife was upset that you were telling him to get a job, and it seemed like maybe she was feeling like, leave him alone. He just got bad news. Let
Yeah.
him not get a job for 2 months
Dude, I mean,
because he's sad about the doctor.
I never told you guys about this, but a few years ago I was running in the Greenbelt and I hurt my knee. I didn't go to the doctor for like 3 months. And finally I went to the doctor and they sent me in for an MRI and they did a fucking scan of my knee.
And then they found a little spot on your bone.
I did tell you.
Yeah.
They found the fucking tumor. And you know what I did the next day? I went to fucking work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what I did the next day? I went to work waiting for the radiology report to come back, waiting for all the doctors to talk about what this fucking tumor on my fucking femur was.
What
Like,
was it?
a birth defect.
Okay. But
was-
you did get cancer on your face.
Yeah, it's true.
Are you like a
Face
survivor
cancer.
now?
Yeah.
Oh, you're a
I am,
cancer
yeah.
survivor.
This is
I'm
your journey. We're on your journey
yeah,
with you.
Yeah. There's a fucking 5K memorial run the other
You were
day. for me.
victorious.
Yeah. Yeah.
You defeated cancer.
I defeated cancer.
like a fucking Mongolian Khan.
I'm glad you're
Like
not
a,
being a
a
victim
true
about it.
descendant of Genghis Khan.
Honestly, every time I see a kid with like no hair, I'm like, you fucking loser. Like I can't. I got
Beat that
over
shit?
I've got over it. And you're a fucking kid. You can't even figure out how to get over cancer. What a fucking idiot.
I bet Brad
Channel
Pitt
your
would
inner
beat-
warlord, bro. Yeah.
Channel your inner warlord, bro.
I bet Brad Pitt would beat cancer like he beat his wife up and down that airplane.
That's,
there you go.
that's right. Yeah.
I was watching a thing with him today on the Dax Shepard has a podcast, and some lady put an article in Variety that said Brad Pitt is lying to you, and he was on the show talking about being in rehab, anger management, alcoholism, his lowest point. He wasn't lying to anybody. He was being real about his problems.
Right.
But he was. Her article said he started off with this fake, affable, relaxed manner, like he's supposed to start every interview crying about these allegations that haven't been proven. But he seems like a nice guy. He always seems like a nice guy. He doesn't, maybe something bad happened on an airplane. Being on an airplane with your wife and kids is sometimes it's been one of the hardest things I've ever been
Yeah,
through.
it's not easy.
That's
when
a
they're
low
little.
point,
Yeah.
whether it goes well or not.
I don't know. It would be easier if it was a private jet, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind.
Well,
Like
less-
if you got to skip TSA, if you got
Yeah.
to get to the airport 1 minute before the flight, like
Yeah.
And a lot less witnesses on a private jet too.
That's
Just be
true.
calling out whatever you may or may not have done.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the Amy Poehler interview where she said like we did bad things? It was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
We played bad characters. We did bad things. Now we know better, so
And
we
I'm
do
like,
better and all this shit. It's
Have you seen SNL recently?
like- yeah,
It's the same.
the perfect job for me would have been to be an internet consultant and a consultant on like, hey, where are we at in culture for some of these people? Because if I could advise people like Amy Poehler and all that, I'd be like, dude, that stuff that's out of date. You're behind the times.
Yeah.
You don't need to apologize for somebody somebody pretended to be a different ethnicity on an SNL skit.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like listening to hair metal in 1995.
Right.
It's like being into like Stained or freaking Nickelback or Creed in the year 2012. You know, it's like you don't do. It's like disco is dead. You don't have anybody
to
who is
apologize.
who is still going to a disco and disco dancing in 1984
Right.
was like a retard. It was like
Yeah.
so out of style, you know.
Right.
That's what you're doing whenever you have to apologize, when you try to apologize for stuff that was not a big deal, especially in context. And, you know, we're past that. It's not 2020 anymore.
Hey.
It's not 2017 to 2020 anymore.
Speaking of those stupid bands, by the way, of course I agree with you.
Caustic Douche.
Yeah, Caustic Douche. Speaking of those bands, did you guys watch the recent episode of The Rehearsal?
I still have not watched any of the
I started
rehearsal.
from the beginning. I'm in like 3 episodes in.
Oh my god, dude. There's this whole through line in the show about how like I don't think this is giving anything away.
I mean, you guys are into the Detroiters and the other one too. There's awkward comedy. They
Yeah. I
create
think you
these
should leave.
horribly horrifying awkward situations.
Yeah.
Where it's not joke punch set up. It's not a funny
No.
situation. It's always an awful situation. Where
Yeah.
you're like, oh my god. It's hard to tell if it's comedy or not. It's well done. It's well written. It's well acted. It's interesting.
I love it more than anything.
But it's more scary than funny a lot of the
It's
time.
more yeah. There's this whole thing in one of the episodes about how Sully's landing on the Hudson. He was listening to this Evanescence song,
Nice.
and he actually presents a pretty good case that the reason that flight was the reason that it was successful was because he turned off everything and listened to the Evanescence song
Bring me back to life.
as he was putting the fucking
Is
plane
this,
down.
Is this made up by Nathan Fielder?
Yeah, but dude, you have to watch it.
Okay,
sounds
yeah.
It's dude. This
I'm like, Sully wasn't actually listening to fucking "Bring Me to Life" with that "Wake Me Up," that stupid
That one.
retard
Wake
song.
me up. That one.
That is a fucking retard song, and I
dude,
hated it
nice.
from the first
Me
time
too.
I ever heard it.
Me too. But
It's the song from Daredevil, from the
In-
Daredevil Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
in Sully's memoir, he writes about that song.
No, he
Okay.
does.
And there's a whole thing about how like he discovered Evanescence as like a
No.
60-year-old man,
No.
and how he was like super into Evanescence.
Oh my God.
And then on the landing on the Hudson, he turned all the comms off for like 93 seconds, and it's exactly the
Luke.
length.
Let go your inner self, Luke.
It's exactly
No.
the length
Reach out
of like
with
the
the force.
first verse
No.
through the chorus, and Nathan's like, "Did the Wake Me Up song like save Flight 93 or whatever whatever it was?" He's like, "Did it save like 150 people when Sully?" It's like, yes, it probably did.
Commander Skywalker turned all his comms off. Luke,
yeah,
reach out, listen to Evanescence,
Yeah.
and blow up the Death Star.
yeah.
This show blows my fucking mind.
I'm gonna
It's
have
so-
to. Yeah,
it's so
everybody.
good.
I mean, everything I've seen, and Nathan Fielder is really, really unique and smart and all
Yeah.
that stuff. There's nobody like Nathan Fielder.
No.
He's
you
human
know?
cringe. It's a very popular form of humor right now. It's cringe.
Dude, did you guys watch Nathan For You?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The dumb Starbucks episode where
Oh my god, dude!
where he got the lawyer to sign, telling him
Yeah.
it was right
And
for
he's
the
jumping across the
yeah,
desk
trying to
and shit.
grab it. From
Did you guys see the Summit Ice episode?
I don't remember.
The-
if I did.
Donnie, can you just pull up like on your TV
doing
like the
nothing.
Summit Ice display? Like if you just type
Okay.
in Summit Ice store display.
Yeah. God, I hate this fucking song.
Dude. This is what
Does
saved
this have DJ scratching in it? Was this during that time?
Like
When they were-
Incubus times.
like Korn and Incubus, yeah.
it's back whenever
like it
she
should.
was just hot
Yeah, Woodbang.
because
still.
she is fat and gross now.
Old, yeah. She made a lot of money. bought some biscuits and gravy.
Disgusting. Okay, what was the
Summit. Just look up like Summit Ice like store display. Josh, this speaks directly to you.
It was yeah.
He built this whole brand, and like it's called Summit Ice. There's like jackets and shit.
Okay.
And it's a very specific thing.
Is it
Summit
not
Ice?
swastikas everywhere?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
He built a brand of jackets for Holocaust awareness and like and he like put it in like an REI or something like that. And the store manager
It's got the Arbeck Macht Frit.
and the fucking
That's crazy.
It's got the Auschwitz sign.
yeah, dude. And the fucking store manager comes in. He's like, "What the hell is this? We can't have this in the store." And he's like, "Wait, you're not for Holocaust awareness?
Are you denying it?
Are you denying it?" Oh, dude, it's some of the most brilliant fucking TV that I've ever
Oh yeah,
seen.
no, Nathan For You was great. Like I said, there's nobody like Nathan For You. And then I watched The Curse. Did you watch The Curse?
I watched like the first 3 episodes, and the kids didn't like it, so we didn't finish.
I
it.
didn't like it, but it was really good. It was really good but it was, you hate everything about it on purpose because
Yeah.
it's so weird and off, and the people suck, and it's just they're all pathetic, and oh my god.
The minute Kristen walked out was when like he's standing. It's like the first 10 minutes of the first episode where he's like standing at the toilet and they show his dick.
Yeah, because he's got a tiny little.
Because
dick,
he's
yeah.
got like a tiny
Yeah.
dick, the Cherry Tomato Boys or whatever. Oh my god! She's like, "Okay, I'm done with this," and just like walked out.
Yeah, but everybody, Emma Stone, all of them are just.
All that social media shit when they're like, "Oh, we need to get the perfect."
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
my
so
god,
bad.
dude! It
It's
was
so bad, but it's so good
Yeah.
because it's him and it's Benny Safety,
yeah.
the guy who
He's
did
in the show,
the guy
yeah.
who did Good Time and Uncut Gems and all
Yeah.
that, and so it's like his like weird off-puttingness, and then Nathan Fielder's weird off-puttingness. It's so perfectly,
It's perfectly placed. Yeah. The last episode of Nathan For You, the very last episode, last episode is. Did you guys see the episode with the Bill Gates impersonator?
Mm-mm.
This is a great episode with the Bill Gates impersonator. The guy looks nothing like Bill Gates, of course,
Yeah.
right? And this guy has this long lost girlfriend in Arkansas that he wants to find, and it's a 2-hour episode of Nathan trying to help this guy find his girlfriend from like 50 years ago.
yeah.
Dude, it's fucking incredible. Like Nathan like hooks up with this like hooker for like weeks. He thinks that they're like boyfriend and girlfriend, and he's just like shoveling over like tons of cash to her. I mean, it's all like maybe it's not real,
Yeah.
but it seems fucking crazy.
It doesn't have to be real. It has to be well done enough to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. It's 2 hours of some of the best TV
Yeah.
that I've ever seen.
Man.
Like you have to watch Nathan For You like every single episode
Yeah.
of it. It's incredible.
Have you been to Ben New Coffee? Have you ever been to Ben New?
I've seen it.
BNNU. They have one by my work.
Yeah.
It's big, and it's 24/7 now.
No.
So you can go whenever. And they have these huge, nice leather couches up front. It's like a warehouse, like tall ceilings.
Yeah.
Where the one by my work is. So I went in there early before work and got like a iced coffee and sat down on the couch to wait for it. And then I got it, and there was 2 couches. And then this lady comes over and sits on the next couch over next to me. Not next to me, but it was like, I didn't want it to be around anyone. It was early in the morning. It was like before 9, whatever. And there was other places to sit. But for some reason, she came and sat right by me. And I just like started spinning out. She had a sweater on. She was fat. She had glasses. She was drinking some weird tea. She smelled like cats. I was like, did I patriarchy these couches?
Yeah.
And make it so that women can't be in this space?
Right.
Because I don't want her here. And now I got up and left. I was like, I kind of got annoyed enough where I was like, I'm not even going to fucking do this anymore. I just imagined arguments that weren't happening.
Right.
And I was like, I fucking hate this woman.
And you just bounced.
Yeah. I was like, I'll sit outside on a picnic table rather than share couches with this lady.
Right.
Because I don't want to engage with this, whatever her. I feel like she looked at me and she was like, fucking patriarchy. I'm going to sit on the couch too.
Yeah.
Where she could have sat anywhere else.
Right.
I was like, why is she It's like when
Or
someone
maybe
stands
she was
next
like,
to you.
he looks like a barbarian Khan.
She want to get plowed in the
Ooh.
bathroom.
Probably.
He looks
Yeah.
like he looks like there's a woman that fucks him. Therefore,
Yeah.
Do you think
he's
that,
fuckable.
I think that might be what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, she saw that. Right.
Turns people on.
I can tell you're 6'4" even sitting down.
Is your dick 6'4" too?
Have you been to Royal Flush yet in Waco?
No, I don't know. What is that?
It's
I've
a
been to
surfing
Waco.
place. You go surf.
Oh no! I don't
You've
do
been,
that shit.
Have you surfed?
Yeah.
You surfed in California.
I mean, I have surfed in Costa Rica.
You know how to surf.
Yeah,
Would you do a fake Texas surfing?
I would probably try it.
They have the slide with the ramp at the end too.
Yeah.
I want to try that.
The other thing at Schlitterbahn, where
Oh,
you
they
can,
have that at
where you,
Schlitterbahn.
where it's like a wave and
Yeah.
you can try and surf on it. Or
I've
whatever.
never been to Schlitterbahn.
Really?
I've been to Fiesta,
Yeah.
the water park at Six Flags Fiesta.
Yeah.
I think that's the only water park here I've been to.
The Royal Flush is closer. It's in Waco. They've got a lazy river.
Yeah.
They've got the slide with the ramp, which I didn't want to do for a while because of the hernia and stuff. I
Oh,
thought I would
yeah.
die.
Yeah.
But I keep seeing it on Fail Army, and I'm like, I want to try it. It's a once in a lifetime thing, getting launched into the air, into the water. That looks awesome. It's like
Yeah.
summer camp,
Right.
and you can surf,
Right.
and it's less than an hour from here.
Oh, Schlitterbahn's closer. New Braunfels
Yeah.
is closer than Waco.
Yeah. Yeah. Waco's like an hour and a half. Like
We ought to go to Schlitterbahn
is a
this
big
summer.
deal.
Dude, I'd go to fucking Schlitterbahn.
You want to
It's
go to
fun.
you want to find a day to go to Schlitterbahn
I would
sometime in
take
the
a
next
day
2
off.
months?
I would take a day off.
Let's
work
take
to
it.
go
Let's
to-
take a day off work on like a weekday and go to Schlitterbahn. I haven't been since
I'd be into it.
2019.
That'd be
We
fun.
can't tell our wives and kids. We have to say we're going to San Antonio on
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
No, we're going. I'm going to business.
We're going to film
I'm doing-
comedy content.
I'm
and
doing the business. Why are you in your swim trunks? Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
It's beach
I
day
do
at the
business
office.
in my swim trunks.
it's a pool meeting.
It's a pool meeting. It's
Yeah,
a meeting
having
at the pool.
meeting in a pool.
Meeting at the pool. Yeah, I'm going to Boston on Monday. By the way, I really don't want to go, but I'm going nevertheless. I'm going to see the Rockies and the Red Sox on Tuesday.
Cool. I am going
Two
to.
worst fucking baseball teams in baseball right now. Well, maybe not the.
Well, the Rockies are fucking terrible.
The Rockies are terrible.
They're like
Boston's not great.
they're almost historically bad. Like the White Sox were last week, but the Red Sox are good, aren't they?
No, the Red Sox are not.
They're not good? Oh,
Not
okay.
doing well. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to the Phillies and the Mets and the Yankees in September,
Nice.
all at once. We're knocking out some Northeast teams.
That's gonna be dope. Are you going to Met Stadium?
Yeah, we're doing all three.
It's in like the craziest Chinese neighborhood in New York.
Oh, nice.
Ever. It's basically like Flushing is like Chinatown.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole fucking city is like
Okay.
basically Chinatown.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah, well, there will be some food to eat there.
Did you see Kershaw threw his 3,000th?
Yeah, 3,000th strikeout,
last
yeah.
night.
It's
Yeah.
Still got 2,000 to get to Nolan, baby.
Dude, I know. It's so crazy to think that Nolan Ryan threw 5,000 fucking strikeouts.
Well, he was a pitcher for 33 years.
Yeah, he retired like 46 or something.
Yeah,
man.
he was a
fucking
pitcher from the 60s all the way to like 1995,
Yeah.
96.
It's just crazy to think that he played on the same team as like Hank Aaron.
Yeah,
But
the
then
Angels. Yeah,
and also played on the same team as like who's like an Angel, and the last team he was on was the Angels, right? Like in the he's on the Rangers.
no, he
The
went from
Rangers.
the Mets to the Angels to the Astros to the Rangers.
right, the Rangers,
And he
was the
retired
last
with the
team.
Rangers.
That's right.
Yeah. So I mean, it was like Ivan Rodriguez.
that era.
I'm trying to think who the Rafael Palmeiro,
Yeah.
Juan Gonzalez,
Yeah.
all those guys were on the team. And
Right.
of course, I grew up a Rangers fan, and those guys were like my superstar heroes. And I think they only made the playoffs like once.
Yeah,
They never made the playoffs, but they had so many great players.
yeah.
Nolan Ryan pitched for him, man.
Yeah.
You know, so
I'm Nolan Ryan for
it's-
American Standard Heating and Air.
That's kind of like
I've had 4 strokes.
that's kind of like the fucking
I'm Nolan Ryan.
the Angels the Angels when Ohtani was on the Angels. It's like you have fucking Ohtani and
And
like,
Trout.
and Trout,
yeah.
and this team can't do fucking anything.
So this tweet I saw a while back, it was every time I see an Angels highlight, it's like Mike Trout hit 3 home runs and raised his average to 528, while Shohei Ohtani did something that hasn't been done since Tungsten Arm O'Doyle of the 1921 Akron Groomsmen as the Tigers defeated the Angels 8-3.
Yeah,
That was every
Yeah.
single thing that you would get from whenever the two of them were on the Angels. They would both do amazing things, and they would lose like 8-3.
Yeah.
That was what the Rangers were like in the 90s
Right.
for me growing
Right,
up. It's
exactly.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a weird. It was a really weird era for the Angels.
Yeah.
Just like have such superstars
Yeah.
and to still
Just never make it.
just fucking
well,
suck.
they were in the same conference or whatever, the same division as
the Rangers, or
Astros.
The Astros, yeah.
So the Astros just destroyed everyone every time.
yeah.
So.
Well, fuck the Astros. I fucking
Yeah.
hate the Astros.
I have to show you guys this crazy bitch.
Just leave it. Beautiful soul. So I want you to ask yourself, what you feeding your pussy today, beautiful soul? Go in with intention and self-love and self-care. Think about how it's going to digest in your body and attach to that pussy and what it's going to do, beautiful soul. If you eat the fruit, it's going to go in that pussy and fruitify it, meaning it's going to heal it and clean it and just flourish it with a good ass drip. I'm gonna say that as kind as I can.
So,
Dude, that's so true.
what if we
It's
did a
so
video
true.
like that for men? My beautiful man friends, what you're eating is affecting your beautiful scrotum and the way that your penis feels.
All this gonna turn into blood, and then that blood gonna go in your dick.
It's time for my beautiful men soul friends to acknowledge the power of what your penis and all the buildings look like it, because it's strong and you need to eat. I was thinking about what they tell you to eat so your cum tastes good. It's pineapples and honey.
Pineapples, yeah.
Those are the things you can find if you're marooned on an island and you have to eat your own cum
true.
for survival.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably
find a
how we
beehive
evolved.
and
We
eat
probably
honey.
evolved that way.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gotta taste good.
The shit that
It
makes
tastes like a pina colada.
Right. Do you like pina coladas? For me to jizz in your mouth.
Yeah,
Do you think Michael Madsen died alone in his trailer like in the movie? He
got
died
bit
today.
by there's lots of bit by a black mamba jokes. There was lots of stuck in the middle with you jokes.
They found him unresponsive in his home. Hey, you gonna bark all day, little doggy? Hey, you gonna bite?
Yeah, right. There was a lot of I guess they're never gonna make that Vega Brothers movie.
Yeah.
Because they've been talking about since Pulp Fiction or whatever.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Admiral Piet died.
Admiral Piet and Michael Madsen died today. You
There's
don't know
gotta
who
be a
Admiral
third.
Piet is.
No, who's that?
He's basically the guy who runs Darth Vader's Star Destroyer.
We shall
in,
double our efforts.
In
the Emperor is coming here.
yeah, no, that's
Admiral
the
Piet.
That wasn't Piet. That was the guy who ran the Death Star. Admiral Piet is
Nita.
it's an older meme, sir, but it checks out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever seen that meme.
No.
It's
just
that,
one
he's
of
from
the-
Return of the Jedi, but he's the one Imperial officer that survives working with Vader to the end of Empire Strikes Back because all throughout the Empire Strikes Back, anytime Vader gets mad at one of his Imperial guys,
Yeah.
he just chokes him to death
just
with the
drop
Force
them
and
like
kills
flies.
him. He kills like 3 of his officers because he's just so like angry
Worked
and
up,
mad the entire time.
Yeah.
And then Piet's the only one who like comes through for him and doesn't get choked at the end. And then he's in Return of the Jedi.
Today is one of those rare days that happen where I got to tell someone that I've known for a long time, or sorry, 2 people actually that I've known for a really long time that I haven't seen any Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't happen that often
Yeah.
anymore. It's kind of like prime numbers, right? Like at some
You need a
point, like,
t-shirt.
it's hard to get a prime number.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've just basically have told everyone that I know, but I was like talking to a dude today, and I was like, and it came up somehow. I don't even remember how it came up, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I've never seen Star Wars. It's like, you haven't seen Star
Yeah.
Wars? I've known you for like 35 fucking years. How did I not know that you haven't seen Star
Feels
Wars?
like you have to avoid it at this point. And
Yeah.
not.
Right.
You got to keep the chain going
Right.
of not seeing it.
Maybe I should just go home tonight and watch all the Star Wars.
Oh, that'll ruin your combo streak of
Yeah.
not having ever seen it. You're the only you're special because you're ignorant of it. Then you won't be special.
You might be
anymore.
the only person I know who hasn't. My dad has seen Star Wars, and he is the least Star Wars watching person. I've told you,
Yeah.
video games are for nerds, and Star Wars is for nerds, and things that can't happen are for nerds.
Yeah, right.
I don't like to watch movies about things that can't happen.
Like, what do you like to watch movies about? Accounting.
Yeah.
The accountant.
Oh, dude, he loved the first Accountant
Accountant,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
And then he
Dude, old dudes
messaged
love
us
that
a
shit.
couple weeks ago saying, "Watch The Accountant 2. It sucked." So only the first
He
Accountant.
doesn't
movie.
even like accounting movie. He
Yeah.
only likes 1 out of 2, man.
Yeah.
Out of all the movies made about accounting, he likes half of them.
Yeah. Right.
That's good. That's 50%.
great.
Yeah.
If you're doing accounting.
Right. Yeah, if you're into accounting, that's 50%. Not sure how into accounting you all are.
Yeah. So speaking of all the stuff that we've been talking about today, all the shaming of our children, but also guiding them and all that kind of stuff, and the way that everyone acts these days. I'm like,
And naggers.
and naggers
Yeah.
and joggers and huggers. Like the last, I don't know, probably 10 years, I've realized that everybody is still locked into religion brain. They just don't believe in God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's so much like I see these things filling the spot in the brain that religion normally fills for religious people.
Feels like a pervasive outside force.
Yeah.
Church went away and the internet came.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now
People could fill that void.
So now it's conspiracy theories. Like I'm seeing a lot of conspiracy theories when I start talking to people who believe in dumb shit. They remind me of talking to my mom about God and
Same
Jesus.
thing. You believe in something that's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been having discussions off and on with some friends of mine who believe that Elon Musk hacked the election and it was rigged in favor of Trump. The same thing that the other side did 4 years ago. Exactly the same.
Yes, there's a name for this. There's like a movement.
There's Blue Anon is what I call it.
Hanging Chaz was like 20 years ago.
It's called Something Is Wrong 2024 is the Reddit subreddit for it.
But there's like a generic name for this movement. It's the 4 a.m. Club. Is that what it's called?
That might be it.
Search it real quick. I think it might be called the 4 a.m. Club. There's like a legitimate movement of people who like they're waking up in the middle of the night and they're like, Trump stole the election. And it's like this whole thing. I read about it in the same thing I read about Slam Frank.
Okay.
When
But
they're
that's
gonna-
the same thing that like that's almost the same and even like the kind of like the ideas and the memes are the same, because I don't know if you ever saw the shit posting, the right-wing shit posting of like the vote totals going up and Biden being below Trump, and then that jump up and then over that graph or whatever, because supposedly somehow in the middle of the night all these Biden votes showed up and that made it jump up and then Biden won. It was that thing. That's the exact same thing, like the 4 a.m. Club or like whatever. Like here's where the vote shifted. Here's where they did it right here. They've gotten a lot of those.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in the Trump case, I remember that the 2020 election, and it was like, yeah, the West Coast votes were counted, you fucktards.
Yeah.
Like, it just takes time for shit to come in and get tallied and shit.
The 4 a.m. Club phenomenon emerged around the 2024 U.S. presidential election and became a notable topic in online communities. Spiritually inclined individuals. It refers to people, mostly women, who
spiritually
claim to
inclined.
have woken up around 4 a.m. on November 6, 2024, the day after the election, with a strong, intuitive feeling that something was wrong with the election results.
Feel it in my pussy.
Many of them had believed that Kamala Harris had actually won the election, like a friend
Can
of
you women's
ours.
intuition
Like
be
a
the
friend,
lottery
yeah.
numbers or who's going to win the World Series?
Nope. And the
You've
reported
got fucking
victory
superpowers.
of Donald Trump was
Doing
part of
something
an
useful.
Get out of bed.
the reported victory of Donald Trump was part of an alternate or distorted reality.
Yeah.
They anticipated a shift back toward what they call the correct timeline, where Harris, that's the other side has something just like that.
Yeah.
It's all exactly the same.
Yeah.
And now they're pushing Buttigieg. Like, get a straight white guy. We already learned this. You tried. They were lucky. We
Please.
slipped Barack through for two terms.
Please.
That was a straight
it's because
man.
Barack
At
Obama
least
was
have it be a straight
cool.
man.
For the
You
That's
love-
can't get a
cool
white
man.
lady. You can't get a black lady. You're not
No.
going to get a gay guy.
No.
You got to fight Trump. You got to get some Trump voters over to Democrat. You got to get a Catholic white guy.
Just for the love of Christ, please
Stop trying
get a
wild
white.
shit.
Please get a straight
These
white.
wild
Please.
Hail Marys are not going to work anymore.
The only
Maybe if you believe in your heart enough, we can get a black lady. No, it's not Peter Pan.
No.
The only black lady that will ever be elected president of the United States will be a Republican
It's RuPaul.
black lady.
A man.
Yeah.
A Republican black lady is I
Condoleezza
guarantee
Rice,
you,
man.
Yeah.
is going to be the first president.
lady
The
president,
first black
yeah.
female president will be a Republican.
Candace
I
Owens, man.
guarantee- Candace Owens. Jesus Christ.
Can we get Candace Owens in there,
Yeah.
please?
Yeah.
There's not ever going to be a lady president.
Yeah.
You
But-
got to get out of
Gotta
bed.
get out of
you know.
bed. You got to get out of bed. Donnie, you have to get out of bed. See, Donnie got out of bed to push that button right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
He did it.
And with that, I think that we're at the end of the season.
Good night,
This has
man.
been a long
it's been a-
season because
been a
we've
good
skipped
one.
some weeks and some things, but it's been good. I was looking back to when the first episode was, and I think it was in like middle of October of last year.
That sounds right.
So we've been doing this run of them since the middle of October. We did have like a month gap or a 2 or 3 week gap here and there, but we were pretty regular with it.
We've had Chris for more than a year. We thank you for joining the show and enriching the programming.
Dude, it's
Your
been.
unique perspective as a black woman.
It's been, hey, I'm here for you. I bring the I to the DEI.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's actually the first time I ever did it was
Like
it
like
was
December
February
30. No,
Oh,
the first
you're-
time you
you're
came
right.
over here was December 30th, 2023.
You're right.
And then,
did a stream.
but
We did a stream. That's right.
it was after New Year's. It was like 2 weeks later that you actually were on the
Yeah.
first episode.
Yeah. So it's been a year and
A year
a
and a
half.
half, yeah.
A year and a half.
You turned us into a 3-mic deal. Now, when you don't come, we have to find somebody else.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's fun though. You know, I fucking love you guys as much as I love to bust mostly Josh's balls. Mostly Josh.
I
A little
love
bit
you
of
too.
Donnie.
I love you too, man. We should be cellmates.
Should be cellmates.
You just you have to get over yourself.
Just come over here and cuddle up on this couch
Yeah.
with me. Just
You need to not be worried about. You can only react to what things outside of your control, like me raping your butthole. You need
You
to
can
take
only
a more,
control what you do. You can't control what I do.
take a more
You can
stoic.
control what you do.
Take
You
a more
can
stoic.
control how you react to what I do.
control my reaction to getting butt raped.
You need
Yeah.
to be more stoic about getting raped by me every day. We grant you the serenity.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Serenity Prayer as you're fucking me in the butt.
Hang in there.
Hang
Grin
in
and bear it.
Hang in there.
So we're going to take a podcast break until probably, I don't know, let's say the middle of September. I like to do this like how TV seasons used to happen. You remember how TV seasons
Yeah.
used to start in
The
September?
school year.
And then there would be 26 episodes,
Yeah.
and then they would end like right towards the as summer was
Are
happening.
you going to upload reruns all summer?
It's a school year.
Yeah, I
Like
could.
best ofs?
Yeah, I could do some
Yeah.
clip shows
Make
like
a
I
best
was
of.
Saved by the Bell used to do.
Well, another thing we could do, I feel like we might be showing how the sausage is made here, but we could record a few and just keep them,
Yeah.
and then that way, when we have gaps next year,
Yeah.
we could just like drop one in there.
I think we should do a scripted eventually.
Yeah.
Write a show.
Well,
I would
fucking love
speaking
that.
of which, there may be some tiny little format tweaks and changes for next year. I'm working on some ideas for the studio.
Whoa.
I'm working on maybe a video element.
Oh, whoa.
Some things going on there.
Oh man.
Maybe we could turn ourselves into VTubers to where we're just cartoon characters. That way it's not our actual faces.
That'd be
Somebody
sweet.
started doing that with Matt and Shane's secret podcast, and they got shit on
Oh, yeah.
for AI slop.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
we
it looks
could be
good.
the first AI
It looks like a cool
podcast.
cartoon.
Josh has more slop
Yeah.
in his
Yeah.
future.
But in the meantime, we stream, and we're going to continue streaming each week. So go to YouTube, God Awful Entertainment on YouTube. And also, let me go ahead and mention the Batcave LTD channel, because that's the channel for like the studio house. So if maybe me and Dylan do some music things,
And
or
joke
maybe
balling.
if Chris wants
Joke
to
bucket
come
balling
in.
continues to
Yeah.
exist.
Joke balling will continue to happen. That is it for this season. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Good night, Ned.
Bye.
See ya.